Remember tomorrow's Valentine's, so ask your girl, will you be mine? To put the love light in her eyes, give her the smoke that satisfies.
Sound off.
For Chesterfield.
Sound off.
For Chesterfield.
Try a pack of Chesterfield. Do it
today.
Someone waits for me.
This is Ken Carpenter, welcoming you to the Bing Crosby Show for Chesterfield, produced and transcribed in Hollywood, with John Scott Trotter and his orchestra, Judd Collins with the Mares, and Bing's guests, Mr. Humphrey Bogart and Miss Lauren Bacall. Ladies and gentlemen, for our first exclusive, we'd like to announce to one and all that this is National Sauerkraut and Frankfurter Week.
And next week will be Alka-Seltzer Week.
You know, Bing, sauerkraut didn't originate in Germany, as most people think.
Get out. Why, sauerkraut's as German as the Katzenjammer Kids.
You mean us?
No.
No, you're wrong, Bing.
I might be wrong on sauerkraut, but I'm certain of one thing that came from Germany.
What was that?
Well, many years ago in Germany, there were two fellows named Mr. Frank and Mr. Furter.
Mr. Frank and Mr. Furter,
Yes,
huh?
sir. They ground up some sausage meat. They put it into the casing. These sausages of theirs became very popular, but they couldn't think of a name for them.
Oh, they were in a quandary, huh?
No matter if I was in a sausage factory. Anyway, for years, Mr. Frank and Mr. Furter tried desperately to think of a name for their product. Then one day, Mr. Frank hit it. He jumped up and he said, I got it. My name is Frank, your name is Furter. We call it Weenie.
By golly, that's a good one.
No, I think I should better get on to the opening of the election here. Which is an old tune called... This is an old song called Sailing Down the Chesapeake Bay. I sang this when I was in high school with great success. Are you ready, John? We will go.
Cuddle up close beneath the silvery moon, sailing down the Chesapeake Bay.
Ah, come on, Nancy, put your best dress on. Come on, Nancy, for the steamboat's gone. Everything is lovely on the Chesapeake Bay. All aboard for Baltimore, and if we're late, they'll all be sore. Now, looky here, Captain, let us catch that boat. We can't swim, and listen, we can't float, while they're humming a good old tune. Up on deck, that's the place to spoon. Cuddle up close beneath the silvery moon, sailing down the Chesapeake Bay.
Come on, Nancy, put your best dress on. Come on, Nancy, for the steamboat's gone. All aboard, all aboard. Look here, Captain, let us catch that boat. We can't swim, why we can't even float. Cuddle up close beneath the silvery moon, sailing down the Chesapeake, sailing, sailing.
Ah, come on, Nancy, put your best dress on. Come on, Nancy, for the steamboat's gone. Everything is lovely on the Chesapeake Bay. Now it's all aboard for Baltimore, and if we're late, they're going to be so sore. Now, looky here, Captain, let us catch that boat. We can't swim, and listen, we can't float, while they're humming a good old tune. Up on deck, that's the place to spoon.
Cuddle up close beneath the silvery moon, sailing down the Chesapeake, way down the Chesapeake, sailing down the Chesapeake Bay.
Listen to this. It's something every cigarette smoker in America ought to know. Chesterfield has the newest, most modern research laboratories and factories, staffed by experts. Outside, independent consultants include many eminent scientists from leading universities. Chesterfield uses only the ingredients proved by scientific tests to produce a soothing and relaxing smoke. Chesterfield uses tobaccos pre-tested by laboratory instruments for the most desirable smoking qualities and kept tasty and fresh by the addition of the best moistening agent for cigarettes. It has been tested and approved by our laboratories and consultants and found to be chemically pure and harmless. Chesterfield has, for your smoking pleasure and protection, every advantage known to modern science.
Guest time now, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm happy to present one of Hollywood's foremost performers, a fellow who oft-times plays the part of a bad man, but always in good pictures. Very good pictures, as a matter of fact. Mr. Humphrey Bogart.
Thank you. Thank you, Bing. That was very nice, and I wish I could say the same about your pictures.
So do I.
Well, now, don't get me wrong, Bing. I'm not knocking you as an actor. It's just that I just don't like musicals.
Oh, I see. The light, the gay, the frivolous. It bores you, Humphrey?
Uh-huh. I try to like your pictures. I go to see every one of them.
That's kind of silly. If you don't like my movies, why do you go see them?
Well, for the same reason lots of men see your pictures. Their wives drag them to the theater.
Get out. I'd like to see the wife that could drag you.
Oh, you got a treat coming. She'll be along any minute.
Good. Great.
And I'll tell you something else,
What?
Bing. You've never made a phonograph record that I haven't heard at least 8,000 times.
Oh, you like my records?
My wife likes your record.
Well, now, purely as a point of gratitude, may I say I like your wife?
Yes, you may, but I tell you, Bing, you don't know what it's like to live in a house that's perpetually plagued by Crosby.
Oh, no, Bogey, you just pull up a chair and tell Uncle Bing all about it.
Well, now, Uncle Bing, every night after dinner, promptly at 8:30, my wife drags me into the living room and puts a whole stack of your records on the machine.
This takes place every night promptly at 8:30, huh?
Yes, she calls it time for Bingsy. Time for Bingsy. It's isn't that sickening?
Well, no, I don't think so, no. Tell me more about Time for Bingsy.
Well, there's not much more to it. Your records start to play, and Baby and I sit there and sigh.
Oh, you mean baby size?
We both sigh.
I thought you didn't like my records.
Well, I'm not made of wood. When Baby sighs, I get carried away.
And thus endeth Time for Bingsy, I guess. But say, Bogey, not that you're not charming and everything, but I was wondering, where's my buddy Baby? Is she coming or what?
Oh, she stopped in a record shop on Vine Street. Right now, she's probably having a good sigh for herself.
Oh, you're kidding.
No,
Come on.
I gotta hand it to you, Bing. When a guy your age can give a girl that age a thrill, that's really something.
Say, may I return the compliment?
Thank you. I'd rather you wouldn't.
Well, look, while I'm in this complimentary vein, Bogey, I'd like to come out right now flat-footed. Unequivocally, I want to say that I've seen you and Miss Hepburn in that new picture, The African Queen, and it's great.
Gosh.
Do you agree?
Well, I can't argue with you about everything.
That's really got it, that picture, African Queen. A great story, great color photography, great direction, and Hepburn and Bogart.
You know something, Bing? I'm beginning to like you.
That's a fact, Bogey. It's a wonderful picture. It was great.
May I elbow in here, boys?
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Lorraine Bacall.
Get your shopping done, baby?
Mm-hmm. I got Bing's new recording of At Last, At Last.
Oh, let me hold it for you, dear.
Certainly nice having you with us, Miss Bacall.
Oh, Bing, don't be so formal.
Oh, I'm sorry, Lauren.
Please call me by my nickname. Call me Baby.
Oh, right, I'll call you baby.
And is it all right with you if I call you Bingsy?
Good. You call me Bingsy, and I'll call you baby.
Call me a taxi.
Say, Bing.
What? What's in Lauren?
Do you realize that the very first radio broadcast I did was with you?
Is that a fact?
Yeah.
Really?
It was when I first came to Hollywood during the war, and we did a show for the Armed Forces radio service.
Say, that's right. I remember that now.
I was so thrilled.
Oh, I was kind of thrilled myself.
You were?
Uh-huh.
Is this boring everybody else?
I was so nervous that night. Remember, I held onto your arm all during the show.
Oh, I'll never forget it. Of course, I'm always glad to assist a lady.
You're so gallant.
Uh-huh.
Bogey, will you stop acting like a baby? This was long before I ever even thought of meeting you.
Well, even so, I don't see why you should go around holding strange men's arms.
Oh, I don't think he's so strange.
Well, let's get along here, shall we?
Now, let's see. What is this record, anyway? At last, Bing Crosby. Oh, I dropped it.
Humphrey DeForest Bogart. You did that on purpose.
Wait, what's this, DeForest? Where did
Now you've done it. You went and said it in public. You told
Say,
him.
how about this Humphrey DeForest Bogart?
Never mind, Harry Lillis.
Yeah. But I only make musicals, boy. I can't get over this. How a guy so tough, and he's got a name like Humphrey DeForest Bogart.
Yeah, with a name like Humphrey DeForest Bogart, you gotta be tough.
I'm sorry I mentioned it, baby.
Oh, that's all right, baby. I'm just a little hurt. That's all. Not angry, just hurt. That's
Well,
all.
let's cheer him up. We must cheer this fellow
Yes.
up.
Say something nice about African Queen again, baby.
Well, you know, that's not hard to do, baby, because there's a lot of talk around Tinseltown here that African Queen might grab the Academy Award.
Well, I don't know about African Queen, Bing, but they do say that Eisenhower may win the award this year.
General Eisenhower for what picture?
The White House named Desire.
You trapped me. Bogey, I understand that you actually shot the picture right in the heart of Africa.
That's right, Bing.
Yeah, I've never been in the deep jungle. What's it like there?
Well, I don't care for the jungle, Bing.
You like maybe better DeForest, hmm?
The jungle's pretty rough, Bing.
Is it, baby?
Yeah.
No.
Times we had to hack our way through dense undergrowth and matted vines filled with screeching birds and tsetse flies.
Gee, that sounds like something Hope's barber has to face. Golly, this sounds rugged. How did you ward off sickness, and all that jungle fever and that stuff?
Oh, I took along quite a few bottles of a miracle drug that's made in Scotland.
Oh? Is this a new drug?
Bogey says it's better if it's old.
Oh, yes, I know that medicine. It was developed by that famous scientist, Johnny Walker. That's Johnny the Black, I think. But I guess from what I've read, there are many modern conveniences now on these present-day safaris that they get out, huh?
Yeah, I took my portable phonograph along. The jungle is divine at night.
Divine. Normally, when you camp in Africa, you're entertained by the nocturnal sounds of the jungle. The snarling of the leopards, the croaking of the vultures, the deep harumphing of giraffes clearing their throats, the fiendish laughter of hyenas. But what did we get every night? Crosby records.
Now, look here, Bogey. I don't see why you're knocking singing so much. I saw African Queen. You did a little song in there yourself, and it was darn good, too.
I was wondering when you were going to get around to mentioning that.
Now, really, I think you got a good voice, Bogey.
It is rivaled only by the deep harumphing of a giraffe.
Now, look.
No, I like that song. It's real interesting song. What was the name of that song in the picture? Huh?
I think it's called The Bold Fisherman. It's an old sea chanty that my father used to sing to me when I was about 8 years old.
Gee, it's too bad you didn't bring the song along with you. You could have sung it for us tonight.
Oh, I have it. I brought it.
Folks, stand by. It's now time for Bogey.
I'm not going to stick my neck out alone. You and Baby are going to join in, aren't you?
Just try and keep us out.
Mr. Trotter, would you sound a bell note or something for Mr. Bogart so he could start this immortal song of the sea, hmm?
There was a bold fisherman set sail from off Billingsgate to catch the bold piggy and the gay mackerel. But when he got off Pimlico, the winds did begin to blow, and the little boat wibble-wobbled so that overboard went he, singing, Twinkie-deedle-dum, Twinkie-deedle-dee, was the highly interesting song that he sung. Twinkie-deedle-dum, Twinkie-deedle-dee, bold fisherman.
Bogey, that's great. After that, shrimp boats is a-going. That's all I can say.
Let him go, let him go.
Say, baby, you're not going to get shut out here. Aren't you going to do a chorus?
Okay.
If you think you're a baritone, Crosby, wait till you hear her.
Quiet.
Yes, ma'am.
Down, boy, down, boy.
Out there on the briny deep, he met with a mermaid. They had cocktails and mussels, for her name was Malone. Her hair was seaweed fine as lace, her form curved with lovely grace. But unfortunately, she had a face like a gay mackerel. She sang Twinkie-deedle-dum, Twinkie-deedle-dee. 'Twas the highly interesting song that she sang. Twinkie-deedle-dum, Twinkie-deedle-dee,
Bold fisherman.
That's very stylish. That was wonderful, baby.
It's your turn, Bing. Cut yourself a little piece of this.
Here we go.
He swam to the bottom then and lived very happily, a-singing and a-dancing to the lobster quadrille.
Quiet.
Yes, sir.
And oh, when it was time to sup, he'd milk a whale and fill his cup, and with a swordfish he'd open up a can of sardines, singing Twinkie-deedle-dum, Twinkie-deedle-dee, was the highly interesting song that he sung.
Twinkie-deedle-dum, Twinkie-deedle-dee,
Bold, now for the big finish.
bold fish.
There's a low note coming here. Who's going to grab it?
I got it.
Well, I think we did pretty good there with the bold fisherman. As a matter of fact, I think we could take that song, Bogey and Baby, we could take it on the road. Get a job maybe singing at Jack's at the beach, huh? Now, if you folks will excuse me for a minute, I got to get on to another musical selection here, baby. It's a nice old song called It Had to Be You.
Since when did you sing the encores alone?
Oh, I'm sorry, Bogey.
Sit down, Mario. I want to hear this.
In this song, Mr. Red Nichols, probably one of the most famous jazz cornetists of all time, the San Jose Slasher, is going to take the open spots, and he's going to do it beautifully, I guarantee you.
It had to be you. Yes, it had to be you. I've traveled around, finally found somebody who could make me be true, could make me feel blue, could make me be glad just to be sad thinking of you. Some others I've seen might never be me, might never be cross or try to be boss. They wouldn't do, for nobody else gives me a thrill. With all your faults, I love you still. It had to be you, wonderful you. It had to be you. Yes, it had to be you. It had to be you. I've traveled around and I finally found somebody who could make me be true, or could make me feel blue, could make me be glad just to be sad thinking of you. Some others I've seen might never be me, might never be cross or try to be boss, but they ain't gonna do, for nobody else gives me a thrill. You got your faults, but I love you still. It had to be you, wonderful you. It had to be you.
Thank you, Red. Say, Betty and Bogey, you want to help us sound off at Chesterfield?
Sure, Bing, if you'll let us do it our way.
Why not?
Okay, baby, show 'em how you sell Chesterfields. Play it, Sam.
Let's go.
First I'd give 'em a look that sizzles. If that don't work, I'd try a whistle. Then I'd ask 'em, got a match to light a Chesterfield. Natch!
Chesterfield.
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 Milder, so much milder, milder Chesterfield.
That's right.
Wait a minute, don't go away.
Oh,
Attendez
Bogey.
un moment.
Ah oui, merci. Bogey, got your Roscoe?
Right here, baby.
Then show 'em how you'd sell Chesterfield.
Listen, you mugs, and get this straight. Get with it now before it's too late. When you get to the counter, it's time to decide on Chesterfield or you'll go for a ride.
Oh, no.
For Chesterfield.
Oh, no.
For Chesterfield.
Try a pack of Chesterfields and do it.
Today.
Boy, that takes you back to the roaring 20s. Okay, everyone, come on from under the beds now. It's all right. Sound off for Chesterfield. Believe me, we're not trying to lay the muscle on you or anything. All we want you to do is try a pack of Chesterfields. For the first time, you'll get the cigarette that's much milder with the added protection of no unpleasant aftertaste.
Chesterfield has, for your smoking pleasure and protection, every advantage known to modern science.
Surely you must have heard and enjoyed Eddie Howard's great record of this ballad. I think John Trotter's given it a very nice treatment.
Take away the breath of flowers. It would surely be a sin. Take the rain from April showers, and it's a sin. Take away the violins, dear, from a lovely symphony, and the music deep within would cease to be. Is it a sin to love you so, to hold you close and know you are leaving? Though you take away my heart, dear, still the beating there within. I'll keep loving you forever, for it's no sin.
And now my deepest thanks to the Bogarts for dropping by to help us sort of hook it up this evening.
It was a lot of fun, Bing.
Who's going to be with you next week?
Oh, next week, baby, we're going to do a music carol. Our guests are going to be Miss Patty Page and the Mills Brothers.
Well, Bingsy, if one of the Mills brothers doesn't show up, you know where to reach me.
Yes, well, don't phone us. We'll phone you. Kidding on the square, Bogey. I'm sorry we didn't get to do a radio version of the African Queen tonight. We could have really done a sketch on it. But here's a thought. Maybe you and Baby would return in a couple of weeks, and we could do African Queen then.
We might just do that.
Yes.
Oh, I see. And Baby could do Hepburn's part, eh?
That's right, and I could do your part.
You could do my... see, I seem to become lost here.
Well, there'll be enough for everybody, Bogey. Now, shall we toddle along,
Bingsy,
What?
don't you think we ought to do our song just once more? Bingsy, please.
The bold fisherman?
Yes.
Okay, here we go.
Twinkle-deedle-dum, twinkle-deedle-dee, was the highly interesting song that he sung. Twinkle-deedle-dum, twinkle-deedle-dee, bold fisher.
I'm going to give you one more crack at that note, baby. That's close. That's close. Thank you, Bogey. Thanks, Bogey. Now, I think we'll have to fly Tallulah in for that note. Well, that's got to get it for now. I hope to see you next Wednesday night, folks, and thanks very much. Meanwhile, what are you waiting for? Why don't you try a pack of Chesterfields and do it today? For the first time, you'll get the cigarette that's much milder with the added protection of no unpleasant aftertaste.
And don't forget, folks, tomorrow is Valentine's Day. Give a carton or two of Chesterfields for that somebody special. Valentine's Day and any day, always buy Chesterfield. The Show, presented by Chesterfield, was produced and transcribed in Hollywood by Bill Morrow and Murdo McKenzie. Tune in next week and hear Bing and his guests, Miss Patty Page and the Mills Brothers. Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall can be heard weekly in their own radio program, The Bold Venture.